Look at this. I got headphones on. I got a mic going. Baby.
If
Huh?
only people could see you now.
Hey, no video. We've gone through this before.
All right,
No
all
video.
right, all right. Welcome to This Commerce Life. This is a podcast aimed at small, medium entrepreneurs focused on commerce. I'm Phil, your host, and Kenny, your co-host, will join us as well. And we're going to talk to you about the world of retail and commerce and how things are changing in the world.
Wow.
I know. Man. Yeah. So anyway.
So what's going on? What's going on in the kitchen?
What is going on?
You look tired, man.
I'm tired. I've been working like a million gazillion hours. I've kind of hit that point where I'm sick of looking at this laptop.
Yeah, I know you are. I totally know.
So I guess at every point in a marketer's young life, when they start with companies, when you start renovating, there's a certain amount of impatience, and so I'm hitting that now where they're kind of going, okay, when's all this stuff, when's it coming? When's it happening? When we're going to see it bear fruit? It's hard, right? Like for marketers, that's like,
sure, it's hard. How long have you been doing this? It's 3 months.
No, I've been there since February. So what? February,
March, April, May, 4 months.
4 months, yeah.
Okay, so in 4 months, how long have they been around?
4 years.
So how much fruit did they get in the first 4 years?
Nah, but it doesn't work that way, right? So
I understand that, but the perspective, no?
Yeah. No, it's fine. I mean,
and trust me, they're all the same. Everybody's the same, right?
Yeah. I mean, they love what I'm doing. They love me. Right. But it's definitely like, okay, what do we got going on? Like, what's happening? Right. You kind of go, look, guys, like we got a content plan coming. Like we just kicked off. We did a webinar for the first time in the company's history today, actually.
How'd it go?
It went great. Got a lead list out of it, which I really love. So kind of got like 75, 80 names on it that I think are pretty solid. Right. So,
even if 5 or 6 are solid, that's awesome.
Yeah. So, I mean, so all of it's coming. Is just, this is what happens when you're a marketer, right? Is in the same way that when you're a sales guy, you have leads, and when the leads don't come, everyone goes, well, when are they coming? When are they coming? I know you've been nurturing. When are they coming? So right now on the marketing side, it's, okay, you've been building and taking things down. So when is it coming? When are things happening? So.
Challenge is, it's like in sales, right? In sales, it could be 3 to 6 months, and in marketing, it can be 6 months to a year.
Yeah, it really can, right?
Right.
Like sometimes.
Yeah, sorry, guys, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, I mean, so you try and get what you can, and then try not to make too many knee-jerk decisions.
Yeah.
Right. The hardest part right now is telling them, look, I can make some easy scores out of it, right? So the conversation I had today was, look, I can land you some stuff right now, but it's not good for us, right? And
right.
I'm spending money that we don't have, so like patience is what I can say, right? So there's
you have to throw that back at them, and I always do that, and I seriously, you know what? You've had 4 years,
yeah.
Not much has happened. Why in 4 months?
Yeah, well, and in 4 months, quite honestly, we've done a lot of stuff. Yeah,
you've done a ton of stuff in 4 months. It doesn't bear fruit right away.
Yeah.
You prune a tree, doesn't go to fruit the next month, right? It takes a while for the roots to take better thing, that feed the right branches, yada yada yada. It's just, it doesn't work. It's that easy. Everybody do it.
I think for our listeners, that lesson in there is, when you're a small business, you tend, you have to go sales, you acquire leads, you acquire business right away because you need the sales numbers. When you start jumping into marketing and content marketing, this is it, right? Like you have to start from scratch. It doesn't matter what size you are. You start from scratch, you work from scratch. And it literally is like planting a little seed in a egg carton and waiting for it to grow. You cannot rush it. There's no steroid you can throw in there.
No, and changing the plant, or changing the container,
Yeah.
Or trying another plant that grows faster doesn't work.
or throwing gallons
throwing
of
it off.
gallons of water on
Exactly.
it
Like you've
also.
got to just take
So,
a breath of air.
yeah. So I think,
I tell people that all the time. Relax.
yeah. It's just one of those things that you've got to, before you, I think what I say to a lot of my guys is like, before you jump in, just be sure that this is what you want, right? Because it does take 6 to 8 months, and you look ridiculous if you pull the plug early, right? So, really,
Yeah.
yeah,
And I don't even know if sometimes you look ridiculous or you just look normal. And that's the sadder part.
yeah,
You got to just take a breath of air.
yeah,
People have this tendency to pull the plug immediately, thinking
yeah.
you can't do that,
No,
right? Or they change course or change strategy.
yeah.
I mean, I'll give you an example. So, and it's funny because it's the same. I've got 6 to 8 clients, and then all the pro bono type stuff,
Yeah,
and everybody's sort of in the same boat where you're trying to tell them, listen, if you were going down a path to be a premium anything, right? If it doesn't work within 2 months, doesn't mean you go the opposite end,
yeah,
right? Take a breath of air.
yeah,
Like it takes time to stick, because it's the other way sometimes sticks faster, but it's hard to maintain. It's the profitability. Were you ready for it? It's all that, right? You got to just breathe.
yeah,
Grab a strategy and go with it.
yep,
If it completely goes south and you start bleeding to death, stop the bleed.
yeah,
But typically it's not a bleed. It's just because it's not doing what you want it to do, whatever that is.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah,
It's hard.
It's one of those, but lots of patience. You just gotta grow it, and then the audience will come. They always come, but
They always do.
You just gotta,
They always do.
grow it. You gotta, yeah.
I think it's easier said than done. I get it, because when you're in the weeds, you're in the weeds.
Yeah. And I think the other thing is, like, if you work, I don't think this applies to many of our listeners, but if you work in multi-layer organizations, the trick to all of this is communicate, right?
Right.
So that they know what's happening, they know what's coming, they know when to expect things, they know how this stuff works, and then they really, everyone's kind of on board with, when to expect things and when to see things coming, right?
The challenge is, though, Phil, you can't even say that, because it's when is it coming? If we all knew when it was coming, I'd give you the timeline and say, okay, June 6th.
I don't think I mean that. I think I mean, so for me, I've started a content strategy. We kicked it off with a webinar today. We'll have an article out in about 6 weeks.
Yeah. Okay. But it takes time, right? You just keep going, you keep plugging, you get a little more, you get a little more, you get a little more.
But I think that's the thing is so that plan, the communication of, hey, this is the plan. Here's when the articles are coming. That's not when readers come, but that's when the articles are coming. Yeah. Like keeping that flow of information so that people kind of know, okay, got it, right? Like I understand what's happening. I understand.
Yeah.
How we're putting it.
I get you.
Yeah. So it's important.
It still doesn't help, because nobody listens anyway, right? Because they still want to run 400 miles an hour, right?
Yeah.
But I do believe, like, you've got to stay the course.
Yeah.
Right. It'd be no different than a retailer. And we'll play with the pet analogy, because I don't want to get into like any details. But if you opened a pet store in North Mississauga, I don't know shit about Mississauga, but let's say you open a pet store in North Mississauga, Phil's Pet Shop. Yeah. And Phil's Pet Shop is going to be sort of a premium house. Yeah. Right. You're going to carry nice stuff. You're going to be priced middle to high end. You're going to do your service. That's what you want to do. Yep. You know that you're not going to sell as much as Petcetera or whoever else is out there, because they're in the price game. So you do that. Yep. If you decide to open another store in South Mississauga now, right? So you establish yourself. You're getting there. You don't go be premium in Phil's North Mississauga and go Walmart in Phil's South Mississauga.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you go into, you go and you move into another neighborhood, you say, well, this neighborhood can't support it. And, we got to do it different. Right. But you would probably say that, or we would both say, well, maybe don't go into that neighborhood then. Find a neighborhood that matches. Like you know what I mean? Like you got to do the whole
You've got to
process. You got to look at all of it. And if your model's your model, and that's the one you want, your location needs to match the model.
Yep.
Don't change because of the location. You don't go into locations if the model's going to change. If the model's working and that's what you want.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But everybody is so impatient and so wired and riled up to change.
Yeah, you've got to so you've got to look at those things too. Like, so you've got to look at, like, you've got to give the process a chance to work.
Yes.
You jump into, in my case, like you create content, people need time to read it. People need time to zero in on it. Right.
You need time to get used to it. You never wrote this way before.
Yeah, and we're bringing Shanae on. So Shanae from
that's good.
She's going to do some stuff for us.
Yeah,
and so like Shanae needs time to work, right? Like, so this webinar's out. Once I get a copy, Shanae will be able to then break it down and figure out, okay, what kind of writers do I know?
Exactly.
Newspapers,
the PR play.
But she's got to go out and do that work, right? Like that doesn't happen overnight. So then you've got 2 or 3 weeks of her working there, right? Yeah. And then, and so you've got to, we've got to layer this stuff one on the other to kind of keep everything going, right?
But while you're layering it, you don't change anything.
No, you don't.
You don't go and say, okay, we're talking about, ABC. Oh, no, do DEF.
Yeah.
Because ABC isn't reacting yet. You're thinking, guys.
Yeah, no, it doesn't work that way. Man.
You can't do that.
There are moments in there where, if you're doing ABC, you might go, whoa, A1 is a really hot trend, or B1
that's different.
That's a little bit different.
That's different. XYZ is completely different.
Your entrepreneurial brain, that's what you want, is you want to leverage those things and go, oh, that's a little bit different. That's hot. We can do something with that.
Yeah, but it's still within your brand strategy.
Yeah. But you don't want to go, hey, we were talking ABC and now I'm talking about zebras, llamas, and kangaroos.
Exactly.
Right? Like, that's like really, really terrible for your business, right? So
it is terrible for your business, and you can't. You got to learn to stick with things, right?
Yeah. Right? And to be fair, like, these guys they're not asking me, for zebras and lions where I'm talking ABCs, but they are kind of going, the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. Yeah. Does that mean we've got an audience now? Like, how big is the audience? Can we start marketing them? You're like, guys, chill. Like, they're just trying to figure out what we do, right? So we got to like,
Well, the stuff that we're not going to put on this recording that we talked about before we started the podcast is sort of that.
Yeah.
We've been doing this podcast for a year and a half.
Yeah.
You don't start
with
a whole ton of listeners.
No, you don't.
You know what? And in week 20, you still don't have a ton of listeners.
Yeah.
But if this Commerce Life was always going to be about sort of small businesses and we were going to always provide sort of that information or guests to talk about that, if we're going to make this into a sports show because we wanted the listeners, you know what I mean? Like, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, if your content's good and your product's good, people will come.
Yeah, they'll come.
Right? Yeah. People come, people talk.
Yeah.
And your businesses are the same.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. So anyway, I mean, that's what's going on in my life. I just, I'm grinding. I think the other thing that we talk about a lot that I'm trying to solve in my own, my own little marketing business is how do I like in the NIMI side of things is how do I start to figure out what things I can hand off and contract out.
Yeah.
My problem is the business is evolving and I'm evolving it. Like, I'm the change factor, which limits me from going out and getting work done. Do you know what I mean? Like,
right. Totally.
Because I keep finding things I need, but all of it's in my head. Right. And so by the time I translate it out of my head, I might as well just do it. But I've got to find a way to unlock that or I'm really not going to get any sleep. So, yeah.
Again, everything's easy to talk and more interesting to do.
You know what? I got to say though, it's been really, like, this part of the marketing stuff is just so fun, right? Like, the other day I shot a video for privacy, biometrics and privacy.
Yeah.
Literally, I everything is me, like the concept, the storyboards, the drawing out, and then I actually filmed it by myself and recorded the whole thing by myself. So, that's out there. I'm writing a white paper.
Wow.
And then I had to dial up. My boss actually had to kind of go, listen, you're really trapped in the weeds, but this website thing is taking forever. And I was like, yeah, it actually is, right? Because it's so frustrating, but I got to dial all the way back out to 60,000 feet so I can give management a view of, hey, here's why a website redo is so complicated, right? Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's kind of, but it's really fun, right? Because this is what my brain was made for, right? Was to kind of move around like this. So, so some days it's tougher than others, but at the end of the day, it's like, it's tough and it's fun, right? So it's
as long as it stays fun, the tough is not the tough.
Yeah.
Who cares if it's tough? If it was easy, why would you want to do it?
Yeah. I gotta say though, the one thing is, as much as I still have clients on the side, I miss the freelance life. My days got flows to it now. There's meetings galore. As much as I want to work from home, I think I've gone 2 straight weeks without working a day at home. So tomorrow I'm going to bail. Yeah, tomorrow I'm going to bail and just work from home because
I would just to prove a point.
Yeah. I just need the.
Yeah, you got to get that feeling. Otherwise, you know what you did?
Right? So
you just went back to work.
Yeah. And I miss that. So I miss that part. As things get tougher, I won't lie, there's a twinge there of like, gosh, when it was tough before, it wasn't tough because I could still do whatever the hell I wanted.
Yeah.
And now I can't really, right? Like, so that part's hard to watch, right? So especially, I'm with you every week and I kind of watch you go. There are parts of me that go, when I'm done with this thing, as interesting as it is, I'm going back to that. You
have to. But I'll tell you what, it's funny you say that. Like I this Monday and Tuesday, were the first 2 days I worked at home all month.
Wow. Okay.
Right now, it's okay because I get the diversity and I'm out. But I woke up on Monday morning and I said, "Fuck, I'm staying home."
Yeah.
Right. And Tuesday I had I booked an appointment for someone to come to the house sort of midday, but I thought I don't want to go out.
Yeah.
Like I sat on the couch all day and just banged keys, but it was so much nicer than being in anybody's office. And I'm like you. I like the social aspect of the office, but you know what I don't want is when it starts to feel like, when it starts to feel like I'm going to work, right? I'm thinking, no, this isn't what I signed up for. I'm not liking that again. Yeah. I need to stay home for a couple of days.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I'm kind of, so I'm there. I'll stay home tomorrow and dial out and.
Yeah, no, I get it. You'll work more anyway, but you just, you gotta stay home.
Yeah.
Periodically.
Just gotta focus and get some stuff done. So.
It's okay. It's all part of it, right? I mean, it's,
it's all ebbs and flows, right? Really. It's ebbs and flows, right? And if you didn't have all this stuff, it really wouldn't be any fun at all, right? So, you've got to have moments that really test you, right? Like these are the moments. So in the toughest moments where, you like me, like I've worked, I don't know, since I came back from Europe, I think I've worked every night, right? Like just trying to get, above water again. And you kind of go, but that's your test, right? Like that is your moment where you kind of go, okay, like I'm a survivor and I'm good at this, so I'm going to crunch through it. But at the end of it, you got to evaluate and say, do I love it? Right? Like that's a data point for me that says, listen, like if the NIMI thing goes the way I think it is, and we cash out, we're lucrative, whatever, the data points that are all feeding in my head are, you're not going to go back and find another job because you don't want it, right? Like
but you got to do that to be able to ground yourself sort of again to think that way. It's and we're very fortunate. Like this is really and truly first world problems.
Yeah.
This is not, we're lucky we have the luxury of being able to talk this way and do this stuff. But again, sort of to what we talked about with Bear, 2 weeks ago, I guess now, is
Yeah.
that, or even with Lori for that matter, is that, the choice is yours.
Yeah.
You can do
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Like our first world problems right here, it could be anybody's in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to go to work and hate it.
No, you don't.
Right? You don't. Like you can actually do, you can, like you got two blockheads here that are doing okay, right? I mean, seriously.
No, really. And I
you
have
just
a choice.
gotta nut up
Like,
and just do it.
Yeah. And
Right?
and I have a choice too. Like, if let's say 3 or 4 episodes from now I come back and I'm like, Kenny, it's the same, right?
Yeah.
Then I have a choice, right? I have a choice to say, listen, like, great company, not for me, right? Like there's that moment there, right?
But you won't do it that quick because you're gonna want to accomplish just a little bit more.
I'm stubborn like an ass, right? Like, so I it just won't happen. I'll just be like, I gotta crush it and move it out of my way, right? So
but the difference is when you say that, crush it and move it out of the way is exactly what you're talking about. Yes. Crush it, finish it, and then I'm gonna, if I'm gonna bail, I'm gonna bail.
Yeah.
Right. Do you know what I mean? Most people, what they do is that means that they're gonna just do this for 15 or 20 more years.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It might be another task, but they're always feeling that there's never an end. See, like if you choose tomorrow, you wake up, you stay home tomorrow, you think, you know what? Fuck, 6 months. And the reason 6 months is because I want to get him to a place where I don't feel guilty.
Yep.
I'm going to do my thing, but 6 months, I'm calling it.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And then you do that. I mean, I told you, like, I've got too many of them that want way more, like even out of me.
Yeah.
And I sit back and I've caved on a few. And again, I've got really, I work with really, really good people, really nice people, good people. But at the same time, fuck, when it starts to like encroach in that.
Yeah.
And listen, buddy, I did the full-time thing for a lot of years, and it took me a lot of time to get some balls to kind of just do this.
Yeah.
I like it, man.
Yeah.
Like I like it. I don't want to go back.
I hear you.
Like I'm always amazed at how you've done. Like you've done remarkably well, going back like full in. And I don't know if I could.
What did you think I was going to lose my mind or anything?
I don't. I just because the thing is, you know what the problem is? If you had done it for just if you had a month break and that was it.
Yeah.
And it's not enough.
No.
It's 6-7 months.
Yeah.
It's you drink from the well and you're thinking, man, this water's not that bad.
No, it's great.
And then you go back and you think, okay, this other water's not too bad either, but that other water was really good.
Next time around, like I think it really is a first world problem. I mean, like
totally. Come on, buddy. I mean, we're in a good spot.
Even this conversation with this current company was like, I don't know if I want to come. You have a really cool product, but I don't know. I'm doing good. I like what I'm doing. And, like this is really a first world. Like, in any other place in the world, you'd be like, thank God I have a job. I can feed my
family. I'm feeding my family to the nth degree. I mean, we're not struggling.
No, not at all. Not at all. So, anyway, that's kind of what's going on with me. I think it's, there's no existential crisis or anything like that. I'm just tired, like I got to get through some stuff so I can sleep again. I'm worried about some stuff because I'm trying to get it out. And then once I do that and I sleep a little bit more, I think I'll be okay. So, yeah. And you, what's going on with you?
Same thing. Honestly, more than anything, it's not because you don't want to use the it's not busy.
Yeah.
Because busy sounds negative. This is definitively not even close to negative.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
Right. And I think a lot of it is because I can hear Amelia. I'm going to go downstairs. She's going to start on me again. What are you doing tomorrow? Well, I'm doing this and this.
Yeah.
That one sounds new. I said, well, it's not new, but it might be. She goes, I thought we just talked about this. Like, aren't we full enough? And I said, yeah, but it's like anything. You don't know. She goes, you say that every single time.
Yeah.
I know, but because you don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how long anything's going to last. And the things, if you don't have things in the hopper, and again, you know what the problem is I get referrals like from, like from a Linda or, Carol or somebody. So, they're your friends doing it too, right? So then you're thinking, well, I don't want to let my friends down.
Yeah.
And then you're thinking, okay, well, maybe I won't like this person. Then you're thinking, okay, that's stupid because your friends don't send you anybody you don't like. So that's not going to work. So then you think, okay, I'm going to go and really objective, fucking that's it. You meet person. Yeah. Okay. Do you need any help?
Yeah. Yeah.
Thinking, buddy.
Yeah.
Buddy.
But I don't.
But that's the whole point of it. That's why it's fun.
Yeah, it is. It is what's fun about it. And but that's the reality of it too, is you really can't, when you do that stuff on your own, you really can't say no, right? Like
I don't think you can. I would love someone I wish someone would chime in one of these times and tell us what they do to say no. See, I can, like, if I don't like you, I can say no. Yeah. The problem is, like, 99.9% of my stuff is referral.
Yeah.
And everybody who refers, I like.
Yeah.
And they like me.
Yeah.
So what are the odds of them sending anybody that I'm not going to like?
I also think that if you have capacity to do it, you do it because later on there might be moments where you just don't want to do anything. You know what I mean? Like
I think so, but I guess when's the last time you had that happen? But you didn't feel like doing anything. And how long did it last, Phil? All right, okay.
I don't know. I got distracted. So
exactly. So did I. It was another shiny object, right? Oh man, I'm gonna rest do nothing today. Ooh, what's that?
Yeah, I know. Like, I know.
I told her, I said, I'm not going to. No, I'm not taking anybody new. Then they come home. She, what'd you do today? Well, I talked to someone new.
Yeah.
You take it? No, I didn't take it, but it's interesting. And they're really nice people.
I thought about it. I know.
Wow.
What do you do?
Nothing. At the end of the day, you just do what you got to do. I mean, again, these are not, these are not problems of not being able to pay bills, or being able to eat or do things. Like, these are really and truly, some pretty serious first world issues.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is really not the end of the world.
Yeah, no, not at all. Not at all.
But I'd love to know how people do it. I've got some friends who, have done great work in wholesale and are thinking of opening up some retail. And I'm thinking, wow, that's ballsy. And then, we talk, and then before you know it, like, I think, okay, well, I'll help you get it going.
Yeah.
Because then you get excited. You think, well, maybe there is a chance.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you start looking at your time again, and there is no time because you want to do other things too. Like last night, I'm like, you know what I did last night?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
You know what Amelia and I did? We sat down. She didn't open up the laptop, nor did I.
Yeah. We
just lie down on the couch and we watched 3 episodes in a row of Chernobyl.
Nice.
Holy shit, it's good. Holy shit, it's good. Like, we haven't watched anything like that in ages. And tonight we caught up. So there's only 5 episodes. The last one's next week. But it's phenomenal.
Hey, so did you finish watching Game of Thrones as well?
Yes, I did.
I'm sad it's over.
Yeah, I'm sad it's over too. And I'm one of those ones. I really think, I don't know, they rushed season 8. Like, I mean, honestly, winter is coming, and winter was over before it even got here.
I would have hurt them to do a full 10 episode season. No,
because we could have had like the old days. We could have had, theory and talking more to various about strategy. And, and
you could have killed a favorite character a week and you still.
Well, exactly. I mean, what happened? What's everybody living for? And everybody's happily ever after?
I know.
What kind of shit is that?
I know.
This is Game of Thrones. Like, they die with bricks falling on their head?
What
the fuck, man?
That's like,
end that way.
What's his name who got his head crushed by the mountain or whatever, right?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, like, seriously, that's it?
Oh my gosh, I know.
Cersei goes in the basement and rocks fall on her. And,
I know.
Really?
Crushed. I thought
the dragon burns the chair, not Jon.
Yeah, I know.
Like, with the dragon, all of a sudden became philosophical. Come on, you guys. You know what the dragon should have done? Burned the chair, then looked at Jon and ate him.
Yeah, or dropped him.
That's how you end it.
Or something. I know.
That's how you do it.
I know.
Barbecue, man.
I know.
Goes north.
Yeah.
Nothing up there anymore. Winter's over.
Winter's over, man.
It took one episode and winter was over.
I know.
7.5 years I waited for winter to come and winter was gone.
I know. Just
Jesus.
like that. That was like, what the
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, this is the demise of our listeners because it's the Game of Thrones is one of those ones that, you know, I've got people all over the place on this. Stop whining. It was really good.
No, I liked it. I
loved it.
It isn't the way I would have
chosen. It's not the way I would have done it. It's not the way what I wanted.
Yeah.
But anyway, whatever, who cares? Watch Chernobyl.
Okay.
Fascinating.
I will.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
What's kind of in the pipeline for the next couple of weeks?
I'm off to Edmonton on Sunday.
Okay.
And June, July, and August, I'm going to be pretty hard on, up to probably like 2.5, 3 days a week with one client. And then I've got to balance all the other ones in the rest of that time. So basically I'm seriously working. I'll probably be working every day for the next 3 months, 3.5 months.
That's amazing.
Right.
Good for you.
Yeah, it's all good, man. No, seriously, it's good. I mean, there's so much excitement. There's so many cool things happening. Sort of what you started where, you're working.
Yeah.
And, nothing's happening. Everything's happening in the background, but nothing's happening.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden things are happening.
Yeah.
There's people changes, there's role changes, there's some structure coming, and it's super exciting. And my world is different, remember, because, I could be doing, some light marketing with one and the other one's all about pricing and this one's human resources and this one's, it's just
human resources, baby. Human resources.
Yeah. Vinucci and human resources. There's a course everybody should take. Jesus. Pity the poor fool.
I love it.
No, it's all good, man. Like seriously, yeah, it's all good in the hood. It's
awesome.
been good. It's been busy.
It's awesome.
Nice.
Nice. Yay.
Yeah.
I like it.
All good, baby. All good. What's up for tonight now?
No, I'm done for the night.
Really? It's 11:30 for you though, right?
Yeah, I recorded another video tonight. I've got you know what? Like, it's the bane of every marketer's existence, but redoing a website really is a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And I kind of looked up and I've blown like a whole month waiting for a design company to get back to me with designs.
Yeah.
I have them now and I don't like any of them.
Isn't that how it goes though?
It's a serious jam up, right? And I think any listeners that have been through this, would kind of love to hear your war stories, but
So let me ask you something. Yeah. Why is this happening? Because you got to look in the mirror sometimes. If you getting stuff back that's not what you asked for, how clear were you? And I'm asking you seriously because I give this.
Yeah.
Because Amelia does that. Like well, the web guy didn't give me what I wanted. I said, did you say it in English?
I think I did. Because I actually so in my case, I've rebuilt a video that I want to use at trade shows.
Yeah.
And I sent that video to the design team.
Right.
And said, I want something like this. And I want it cheap, cheerful, quick, because in 6 months or 8 months, we're going to wind up coming back and redoing the website. That's an absolute certainty, right? Because I know it, right? Like we're evolving as a company. There's no way, and so, okay. And then they're kind of on problem with agencies is when it's more than one person, they get stuck on creative, they
totally know what you're saying. Yeah.
They think they see it better than you do, right? So that's the problem is now I'm stuck in this, they think they see it better than I do, right? So I've got to go have that conversation, and then I've got to have the tough conversation with my boss who's going to be like, you're late. And the answer is yes, I am. And I'm going to be even later because I don't like what I got. It's shit. I've got to go back and redo it. And then I've now put out a call for a couple of designers to get back to me. Sarah Carvella, who does a lot of graphics for us, I've said to her, hey, listen, like, can you wander into this? Like, is there something you could do for me? you know, and
I
she's
still wonder if you're just not being understood. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not going to blame you for this, but it's going to rest on you. Is that obviously, obviously what you're communicating isn't getting through.
yeah, absolutely.
Obviously,
But
right?
that's not blaming me. That's just the truth, right?
It is the truth, but I'm trying. You got it. But what you're trying to do is go back, because the first tendency we all have is what? Well, they're not listening.
Yeah.
And you know what? That might be true, or they're just not hearing,
Yep.
because maybe you're not speaking the same language.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Or maybe you're muffled. And
Yep.
you know, and I got this with one of my clients all the time. He goes, "Well, they should understand." I said, "Why? Why should they understand?" Because you understand.
Yeah, and it's language too, right? Like, you
Absolutely.
know, the words that you use, you know, in the same way that I thought, hey, I've sent you this video, this is what I want. It may or may not resonate, right? So it's
I want something like this.
Yeah.
Right? That's what we usually say. I want something like this. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Something like this in terms of what? The color, the music,
Yeah.
the fading.
Yeah.
Like, what was it? What something like this? Because you know what people do? They look at it, and what they see is, oh yeah, I like the way this fades in and out. Well, this is pretty cool.
Like in my case,
well, no, not that.
You know, in my case, I think I've done a lot though. Like, I think, you know, I went out and grabbed 6 or 7 websites that I really like the design of, and I said
Are
those.
they all similar?
And no, in each case, I said, here's what I really love about this one.
Yeah.
So it could have been, I really love the copy. I love the way the animation is done, or the actions are done, or the way the message is laid out. So in each case, I laid those out. I sent them this video to say, this is what I'm using for trade shows. I would like something similar.
Yeah.
You know, and then we went through, and when we were doing the design, I actually gave them a wireframe of, here are the key messages that I want, and here's how it should be broken out. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I think I've done a lot.
I get it, but you know what? That's like going to a movie.
Yeah.
And saying, you know what? I love the water scene in Jaws at the beginning.
Yeah.
But you know how the intro in Star Wars comes in?
Yeah.
I like that one too.
Yeah.
So the person's saying, I get it.
Yeah.
I have no idea how that goes together. So what they start doing, they start filtering and say, well, the water scene is really where we want to be.
Yeah. Well, but I think that's part of it.
Bill,
right?
look in the mirror. Okay, so I'm telling you to do.
No, yeah. And I think it's zeroing in on, like, what is it that they're fixating on?
Exactly.
And then what did I do to maybe point them that way, or not point them in the right way?
Exactly. So it always comes down. You again, in your head, you know what you're looking at.
Yeah.
But I like this video, and they're looking at it. Yeah, it's a great video. I love the color in it too. And you're thinking, what color?
Yeah.
I don't like the fucking color. I like the fact that it's outside and it's trees and nature.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about the stupid color. What color? You mean I didn't see the color?
Yeah.
Right? But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is the time, like, I'm going to be like Lori. So you got to take your time, Phil. Let's look in the mirror a little bit here.
No. Yeah. I actually don't. I'm totally okay with it.
I know you are.
I know you're trying to get under my skin.
I'd get mad at you if you started that with me. That's why.
I know
I'm trying to agitate you. That's not doing shit.
But it's not.
You're a drag, Phil. You're just a real drag. Just so you know, like, you're a real bummer.
No, but you know, I mean, like, we do a lot of podcasting, a lot of interviewing. Like, so we're high IQ, keyed into words, and so, like, this is a puzzle for me, right? Because I communicated and I missed. And so to me, that's like a science experiment, right? Like, what did I say that you didn't understand? Like, what? You know,
Listen,
there's no balance. It's literally just me going, wait, did I say gobbledygook? Like, maybe I did, right? Like, I don't know, you know, so.
Or maybe you didn't say, don't focus on the gobbledygook part. That's not what I'm wanting you to look. You know, it's funny. You know, I did that. You know, I sent you the video, right?
Yeah.
The one Luca finally finished, which I thought was pretty good. Right? He's 21 years old.
I like it.
He's never really done one. I thought it turned out okay. And for what it's used for, it's going to be okay, right? But you got to remember, that's for a client who really wasn't massively clear. So on the first edit, well, I said, first off, you told me to do whatever I want.
Yeah, so I did.
First problem. So I kind of did. I also asked you about 300 questions.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to do what I want because I know, because I've done this long enough now, I know that that's not what you mean. You mean do whatever you want. Just make sure it's exactly what I'm thinking.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't know what you're thinking because you're articulating piss poorly right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm like you, like I try to ask as many questions as I can so that, I really like that video. What part of the video? What did you like about the video? Well, just the whole video. Okay. Did you like the people in the video? No, not the people. Okay. So not the whole video.
Yeah.
What did you like? So help me.
The sentiment? No.
No.
You like the message? No.
The music?
Okay.
Yeah, the music. Okay. So you didn't give a shit about the video. It was the audio.
Yeah.
All right. So if we put this audio on this video.
Yeah.
No, I don't like that video either now because you know what? It doesn't sound good. Okay. So back to audio.
Yeah. Yeah. I know it's true.
It's hard though, right? Because, and it's funny because the kid who did the video, right, is, this is we'll do a call out for Luca Mattia, right? Did a really good job. Like, oh, no shit, right? He's 21, first time. And I really think he did really well. It's not perfect by any stretch. But, I can just see a really good future with this kid doing stuff because he did it, right? But he's also of that age. It comes back and, the comment was, well, can you change this and this? But that's what you wanted.
Yeah.
So he was not getting hurt, but a little bit. And I talked to his dad yesterday. We were pissing ourselves laughing on the couch while we were waiting for him. And we were saying the same thing, is the client, keyword here.
Yeah.
The client would like it this way. Your answer is, okay.
Yeah. That's what you want.
But because you want to do this 4 times, ask the questions.
Yeah.
What didn't you like? I didn't like this, this, and this. Yeah. Okay, so if I did this, this, and this, you'd be yes. Do you know what I mean? I told him, I said, you're not asking. You're reacting because you think you're done.
Yeah.
It's not about you.
Yeah.
You aren't paying you.
Yeah.
They are paying you.
Yeah.
Right? So you're not finished until the client is happy. The client is actually quite happy right now, so which is awesome.
It's a good video, and I think there are parts in there that you'll be able to clip, so you can put them on Facebook and all sorts of things like that. So,
I think so too.
Yeah,
and again, you know where it's going. If it's more for the Asian market, I think it actually, I mean, I was happy with it. I mean, is it perfect? No, and a lot of the stuff, you know why it's not perfect? Because the content that he was given was subpar. Yeah, and then I finally had to go back to the client and say, listen, you didn't provide that.
Yeah.
Where was he going to get it?
Yeah. They're creative, but they can't make things out of air.
Exactly. And remember, he's 21.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff you're talking about happened 25 years ago.
Yeah.
And I can't find it on the internet. How the hell is he going to find it?
Yeah.
Right. And if you have it in your back pocket, share.
Yeah.
And if you don't, well, guess what? How do you want him to do it?
We'll make it up, but it's not going to be what's in your head.
Exactly. It's not going to be authentic. It's not going to be real. So let's don't do it.
Yeah.
But again, ask, right? It's always the same.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
So Barry tells me to do. Ask a lot of questions. Ask a lot of questions as he's coaching me and trying to make me,
So funny.
He's trying to pretend that he's not coaching me like I'm not awake at that moment. I know I'm being coached, buddy. I know
Barry.
I know when I'm being
gets
played.
a shout out.
Exactly.
Barry, you get an extra shout out because you got under Kenny's skin.
Exactly. He rattles me. Pisses me off. Anyhow.
So great.
Okay, buddy. I got spreadsheets. My usual send off after every podcast. Guess what, buddy? I got spreadsheets.
Jeez.
I do actually. I've got 2 that I have to get done tonight. Just got to tidy them up, make them pretty, and then send them.
I have to file HST this weekend.
Oh, I think my wife's doing that for me.
Yeah, mine's.
Oh, I hope she is anyway.
My wife's not touching mine.
Well, I don't know how to do mine, so I have no choice. Although she said she wanted to fire me the other day.
Oh yeah, see.
Oh, that's not very nice.
Yours either.
No, well, because she said because I was getting defensive or something. I said because it's your tone.
Oh yeah.
You're accusing me of not doing things, and I thought I did pretty good.
Listen. If it's taxes, the only thing you say is yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So sorry
for everything, but no, because I wasn't totally wrong. I was some right. Leave it at that.
Which makes you totally wrong.
No, we're signing off now. That's it. You can cut all that bullshit talk of yours at the end. I was pretty right. That's what we're ending with.
All right, dude.
Okay, buddy.
You have a good night. All right. That's the end of this Commerce Life. We'll be back soon with the next episode. Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed it. Give us feedback. Tell us what you think. Subscribe, like us, join us, share us, tell your friends about us. And we hope to see you next time with more commerce news.